Yeah, so we're looking at this question here, which is one of the practice questions, and the explanation is pretty straightforward. However, I want to add something that is a little more powerful than the way the solution is presented here. So we are looking at a sample of 400, and 369 were successful, and the null hypothesis is suggesting that the proportion should be 94%, which is 0.94. The alternative hypothesis is that it's less than 94%. And the solution here goes through the test to make sure it is randomized and to make sure the conditions of success or failure are met. So all of that is pretty clear, and you can take a look at it. Feel free to pause this video if it's going, if I'm scrolling down too fast. The thing I want to get to though is the alternative to testing if the null hypothesis is going to be rejected, and to determine the p-value, because it's all wrapped up in what this p-value is and how it compares to alpha. When an alpha value has been specified, if the p-value is less than alpha, then you reject the null hypothesis. Otherwise, you do not reject the null hypothesis. They have found a p-value of 0.08 through this calculation that's here. But what I want to do is use StatsCrunch to show you how that's done. So if you open StatsCrunch, it's going to look like this. You click on stats and you want to look at a proportion statistics, and it's a one sample proportion, and you do have the summary, so you click on summary. Then it's going to ask you for the number of successes. In this case it was 369, and the number of observations was 400. The null hypothesis was centered around proportion of 94%, which is 0.94, and we are looking at the alternative that is less than that, and it's a one tail, so we use a less than as opposed to a greater than, which is that you want to see the null hypothesis that is higher than 94. And certainly you don't want to use this, because if it's higher or lower, then it's gonna reject the null hypothesis, and you're really looking to see if it's lower. So we're gonna use the less than for the alternative. Then you just go ahead and hit compute, and then what StatsCrunch does, it spits out this table here which shows you the p-value. The p-value is here, so depending on what alpha is, you will then know if you need to reject or do not reject the null hypothesis. So this is really to show you real quick how to get it done in StatsCrunch. So take a look at the whole video again and just see what it's about. Okay, thank you.